All right, welcome to another trading analytics video. Hopefully you guys had a very restful weekend as we get closer to Monday morning. We want to go ahead and kick things off with some stock market analysis to help you guys go into your week. So just starting things out for us right now is going to be the S&P 500 or SPY. I'll keep this one very simple. Very clearly, we have uh, a pretty nice consolidation going sideways here. We already filled our gap down to 604, so that's kind of out of the way. This consolidation could easily turn into a bull flag, which will break us over this resistance over 608, which will essentially take us up to that 615 area, which is also in conjunction with this upper trend line here. So again, if we do consolidate here and we're able to hold this 603, 604 area and just continue this consolidation and build out a bull flag, I would expect us to retest this upper trend line here, which does once again take us up to 614, 615. If we're going to break down, we're going to lose this 20 EMA here and then probably come down here and test 598 right after that. So from 598, I would expect for bulls to step in and possibly get a bounce. And obviously, like I said, we'll play it level by level from that point. But as of right now, again, I'm going to just pay attention to this consolidation and we'll start reacting if we start losing that 20 EMA. All right, jumping over to the Nasdaq 100 or QQQ, I'm going to keep it very simple. I'm going to be paying attention to this upper trend line here. This upper trend line takes us somewhere between 533 and 534. We started to test it on Friday, but we didn't quite get there. So, again, this is still a bull trend of higher lows and higher highs on this chart. The only way I get bearish is if we lose 521. If we lose 521, I think we're probably going to come down and fill this gap down here around 517. It also could take us, right around that rising 20 EMA, which is basically in conjunction with the gap fill. We also have this lower trend line that QQQ has been bouncing from for quite a while. It's been using it as major support. As you guys can see, it's been bouncing several times. So again, it's pretty simple. Bearish below 521, bullish above it. It's still a bull trend until it's not. So I wouldn't get bearish until we lose 521. And even then, I would still be looking to buy dips right around the gap fill or this lower trend line. So again, I'm not really a bear on the Nasdaq 100 at all. Again, until we get a full-blown rollover, right? I guess it would need to look something like this. Let's see. So let's see. We get down to this, lower trend line here, and if we were to lose it, well, then obviously, that's where I'll start, becoming a bear. Or not saying necessarily becoming a bear, but becoming more bearish on the chart. But at this point now, again, like I said, it's a bull trend of higher lows, higher highs, and we just continue to do so. Once we get back to this meaningful support, even if we fall back, resistance, even if we fall back to meaningful support, we're probably just going to get a bounce from there. So again, it's bull trend until it's not stable. All right, jumping over to the man of the hour, which is Tesla. Obviously, this chart has been on a very parabolic run coming out of this massive bull flag here on the daily chart. It's just been ripping, pretty much nonstop, right, with very little pullbacks along the way. So it's very simple for me. As you can see, we have this little upper trend line here that, we started to get a bull breakout above. We haven't fully gotten it yet, but we're starting to get it there. Above that 535, 536 level, I think we can probably head somewhere towards, this upper trend line here, which is, again, kind of keeping our bull flag in check. This upper trend line here will take us somewhere in the 450s, around 455, 456, 457, somewhere in that range. So above that, 535, 536 level, expect the 450s. From here, we could probably fall back away, after hitting some resistance there. And again, that's to be determined. We'll obviously take it level by level. But again, this is basically a bullish freight train. You don't want to get in front of Tesla when it's moving like this. So again, I am expecting that 450 level to be tested at some point this week while we remain above 435. Below 435, we can obviously come back down and start retesting supports and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But again, this is just a bullish freight train, like I said earlier. Stay bull on this until you get into the 450s. Again, once we get there, you can obviously start taking some profits. Above 450, I'll come back on here and obviously give you some more levels if we get there. But again, that's what I'm expecting going into tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday, Thursday. At some point, I do expect the 450s to be tested. All right, jumping over to Nvidia stock. As you guys can see, we do have some concerns here with the structure of the chart. We do have a, somewhat of a, head and shoulders kind of staring us in the face here. I did say in a previous video that if Nvidia was able to hold this lower trend line here, which we did for about 2 days, that we would obviously be in line for a bounce. But as you can see, we were not able to get over the 20 EMA and since rejected from there and lost this lower trend line. So from here, right, we do have some meaningful support right around this 130 level, right? It has served as previous resistance before, and obviously served as support after breaking that resistance. So also at the 130 level, we do have the rising 100 EMA. So we could see a nice little bounce here, you know, again, once we get down here. But it could also just lead to yet another lower high, right? And that'll look something like this, right? So it could just lead to yet another lower high before putting in a lower low. Breaking 130 does take us down to that 122, 123 area. So again, this is a chart that I'm a little bit worried about. Obviously, if Nvidia starts selling off, it will affect the overall market to some degree. And again, I think if this scenario plays out of lower highs, lower lows, and this head and shoulder really gets going, I think we could obviously, you know, look at this gap that we had here on the Nasdaq 100 that we spoke about, which is that 517 level. We'll probably start breaking down under 521 and probably getting towards that 517 gap if Nvidia starts breaking down in a meaningful way. So obviously we'll have to wait and see, right? Let the price do all the talking. Let some more price action play out. Let's see what happens at 130 if we get down there, and make a judgment call from there. All right, last but certainly not least, I did want to give you guys one trade idea going into tomorrow. Obviously, it's going to be MicroStrategy Incorporated. With Bitcoin running up the way it has on this beautiful Sunday, knocking down price target after price target, I do believe MicroStrategy is a good pick going into tomorrow, assuming Bitcoin can, you know, maintain some relative strength. So MicroStrategy did have this beautiful inverted head and shoulder on Friday. So I'll kind of try to draw it out for you guys here. Now, with Bitcoin running the way it is on Sunday, obviously MicroStrategy is probably going to open up a little bit higher than Friday's close. So I'd be looking for some kind of, you know, retest or something like that before obviously heading higher. I do believe MicroStrategy can get up towards the $500 level, assuming Bitcoin can get over some of the price targets that I have outlined. If Bitcoin can break over 107 and close candles above that, I do believe Bitcoin can target 115 to 120. And again, that will be the catalyst that I think can push MicroStrategy up towards this upper trend line here, towards 500. MicroStrategy is obviously very volatile, so be very careful when you're trying to snipe your entries. None of this is financial advice, so you'll be taking any information from this video at your own risk. In addition to all that, guys, we do have FOMC on Wednesday. I think that's going to bring some volatility to the market. Monday and Tuesday might be a little bit stagnant, right? But I do think the volatility will come Wednesday, Thursday, Friday after the rate decision. So I'm really excited about that. But that being said, right, I'm going to go ahead and close this video out here. If you guys can please like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Really helps the channel out. And let's have a great week, guys. God bless. And we'll see you guys in the next video.
Perfect.